your Dear Dr. Karyn questions, and we have a few we want to deal with right now that I think are just amazing, bringing me back to grade school and high school. Let's go with the first one.
Yeah, good.
So I'm heading back to high school, really reluctant about falling back into my group of friends. I found the girls I was hanging out with weren't very nice to some of the girls in my class. I didn't speak up because I was afraid of being alienated, but I don't want to be part of that again for another year. What can I do?
Oh my goodness, this is one of those questions that I think so many of us, if we were to do a poll here in the audience, I think there's so many of us that could actually relate to it. What I would actually recommend, here's one of my favorite strategies teaching young people, is when you've got something that's a little bit tricky, be friendly but distant.
Right.
So don't do things abruptly, don't be mean. Like she was also saying, should I actually have said something? I think it's a really great thing to say something. I think there's always that fear that am I going to be alienated? But she wants to be leaving anyway. So what
does she have to lose?
What does she have to lose? And I think she'll feel better about herself actually to do that. So I would actually get her to withdraw, be friendly but distant, and then start looking for who her new people are going to be. I tell young people all the time, find your tribe.
Yes.
Find your tribe in school, because
Yes.
you know, every school is, you've got 1,000 people, 1,500 people. You need to kind of find what's that group that you're going to really kind of connect to. And it doesn't matter if you're like the IT group or the coding group now or the fashion group or the sports group, but everybody needs a tribe.
And as you get older, you will find it is easier and easier to find your tribe, which is why so many people that are alienated and marginalized in high school look so forward to post-secondary education, because you will find what you were looking for, and then when you're grown up, it's even better, because you just look for who you really can relate to.
And you know, the other thing that a lot of people do as well, which actually is a good strategy, is try to find your tribe outside of school.
That's true.
That you're not all of your friends are in school, because otherwise it's kind of that's a high, you know, just a lot of things can actually happen. But if you actually have other tribes outside, like extracurricular, that actually be really good as well.
Props to her for knowing that she wants to make a change, though. I love to hear that from high school students. She's self-possessed enough to know that she doesn't like what's happening here. So let's get to one more question. My partner and I have 2 kids, ages 3 and 4. He has a 10-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. His daughter is with us 1 week on, 1 week off. My problem is his ex-wife. He seems to be controlled by her. He'll agree to whatever she tells him, and he doesn't consult with me. This causes a lot of frustration between the 2 of us. How can I handle this?
Okay, so one of the things I love, and thank you for sending your questions, keep sending them in, I love answering them. One of the things I love in this is that she says, my problem is his ex-wife. And I'd be like, no, your problem is not his ex-wife. The problem is your husband and the relationship. Right? Because she, you know, the ex-wife did not make a commitment to her. The husband made a commitment to her. So this is, the 2 of them have to actually get on the same page. And, you know, she's saying that he is controlled by his ex-wife, but he may not actually see that way. You know, I find it always so fascinating when I have husbands and wives in my office, and how wives and husbands will see something a certain way, and then the husband's like, no, that's not at all. It's just because I really wanted to do it this way. And so we'll have this perception, like, no, you're allowing them to control you. No, I just actually, it's not a big deal to me. Right? So a lot of times it's kind of like this misunderstanding. So what I'd be encouraging her to do is you need to address it to your husband, saying, we need to get on the same page, because from my perception, it seems like you were being controlled by her. I could be wrong in that, but that's how I see it. And then that would kind of open up the conversation and say, no, yeah, maybe you're right, or maybe you're not right.
So if he says, no, I'm not being controlled, it's just that I don't really care, where does she go from there? Does she say, this is a problem for me, though?
Absolutely.
Can we work, on this?
And I'd have to kind of know more details around what it is. Is it around time? Is it how often the daughter's coming? But the idea is that the 2 of them, that's the real issue. And so they need to work together on finding a solution for the 2 of them.
Really good. Always really good advice. Absolutely keep those questions coming in.